Somewhere in the last 6 months, something happened that almost nobody saw coming. The fund that everyone told you to ignore for quick portfolio growth just quietly beat the S&P 500 by nearly double digits. And if you've spent the last few years being told that dividend investing is boring, outdated, or a waste of your money compared to just buying the index and riding tech stocks to the moon, you're about to see why that advice just stopped working. We're talking about SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. And today, we're going to break down exactly what happened, why it happened, and what it actually means for your money going forward. Because this isn't just a random blip. There's a real structural reason behind this shift. And once you understand it, you'll look at your own portfolio differently. Let's start with the number that started this whole conversation. Through the first half of this year, SCHD is up around 18%. The S&P 500 is up in the high single digits over that same stretch. SCHD is roughly doubling the return of the index that most people default to without thinking twice. And zoom out to the trailing 12 months, and the story holds up. SCHD has returned somewhere in the mid-20% range including dividends, while the S&P 500 has trailed behind it. SCHD, for a fund that spent years being written off as the slow, boring one, that is a genuinely remarkable reversal. Now, if you've been investing for a while, I want you to sit with that for a second, because this is the same SCHD that for most of the last 5 years could not keep pace with the S&P 500. Over that 5-year window, SCHD's total return sits somewhere around 50%, while the S&P 500 has put up returns closer to 70% or more. So for half a decade, if you'd put your money in SCHD instead of S&P 500, you would have left real money on the table. That's not a fun thing to admit if you're a dividend investor, but it's the truth. And it's important context for what's happening now. So, what changed? Here's the honest answer. Nothing changed about SCHD. The fund's strategy today is basically identical to what it's always been. It tracks the Dow Jones U.S. Dividend 100 Index, which screens for companies with a long history of consistent dividend payments, and then ranks them by financial strength. Things like cash flow to total debt, return on equity, dividend yield, and dividend growth rate. It holds about 100 of the highest quality dividend payers in the U.S. market. Names like Home Depot, United Health, Abbott, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola or PepsiCo, and Verizon show up near the top of the portfolio. This is not a strategy that changes month to month. It's mechanical, it's rules-based, and it rebalances on a set schedule. What changed is everything around it. For most of the last several years, the market's returns have been dominated by a small handful of massive technology companies riding the artificial intelligence wave. If you've heard the term Magnificent Seven, that's exactly what we're talking about. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla. Those companies got so large and grew so fast that they pulled the entire S&P 500 up with them, even when the other 490-something companies in the index were doing something far less exciting. SCHD, by design, has almost zero exposure to that group. The index it tracks specifically screens out companies that don't have a long, consistent dividend-paying history, and most of the AI megacaps either don't pay a dividend at all or they've only paid one for a short period of time. So, while the S&P 500 was being carried by 7 stocks, SCHD was sitting there with its steady, unglamorous portfolio of banks, healthcare companies, consumer staples, and industrials, quietly compounding dividends while getting almost no credit for it. That's exactly why SCHD lagged for years. Its whole strength, that it doesn't chase hype, was the very thing keeping it out of the party. But here's the thing about concentrated rallies. They eventually get tested, and earlier this year, we started to see cracks in that AI can do no wrong story. Valuations on those mega-cap tech names got stretched to levels that even bullish analysts started calling uncomfortable. Once investors started asking harder questions about whether those valuations could be justified by actual earnings growth, money started rotating. Not out of the market entirely, but out of the most expensive, most concentrated names, and into steadier, more reasonably priced income-producing businesses. That is precisely SCHD's lane, And it's why analysts are now openly calling SCHD's complete lack of AI megacap exposure a genuine advantage instead of a weakness. What used to be the reason people skipped over SCHD has become the reason people are running back to it. If any of this sounds familiar, it's because the market has gone through versions of this rotation before. Back in the early 2000s, after the dot-com bubble deflated, money moved out of high-flying tech names and into steadier, dividend-paying value stocks for years afterward. History doesn't repeat perfectly, and nobody's claiming today's AI companies are the dot-com bubble all over again, but the underlying investor behavior rhymes. When a small group of stocks gets priced for a flawless future, it doesn't take much of a stumble for capital to start looking for a safer home. SCHD and funds built like it have historically been one of the places that capital rotates into. All right, before we keep going, if this kind of breakdown is useful to you, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. We put out videos like this covering exactly what's moving in the ETF and dividend investing world. Okay, let's keep going, because there's more to this story than just the performance numbers. Let's talk about what SCHD actually pays you, because performance is only half of the picture here. SCHD just made its latest quarterly dividend payment of about 25 cents per share, and the fund has already declared its next payment at a slightly higher rate, a little over 26 cents per share, set to go out later this quarter. This fund has now delivered 15-plus consecutive years of dividend payments, and it's grown that payout meaningfully over that stretch, going from just a few cents per share back when the fund launched to where it sits today. Trailing dividend yield right now sits right around 3%. Which is meaningfully higher than what you'd get from a plain S&P 500 index fund. And here's why that matters more than it sounds like it does. When you're earning 18% in price appreciation this year and collecting a growing dividend on top of it, you're getting paid in two completely different ways. If the market cools off or goes sideways for a stretch, that dividend keeps showing up in your account regardless. That's the entire philosophy behind dividend investing. You're not just betting on a stock price going up. You're building a stream of income that keeps flowing whether the market is having a good year or a rough one. Let's make this concrete with actual dollars, because percentages can feel abstract until you see them applied to a real number. Say you had $10,000 sitting in each fund at the start of this year. In the S&P 500 sitting at roughly high single-digit gains, that $10,000 would have grown to somewhere around $10,700 to $10,900 by mid-year. In SCHD, with its roughly 18% gain, that same $10,000 would have grown to approximately $11,800. That's an $800 to $1,100 gap on a $10,000 starting point in about 6 months. And that's before you even count the dividend payments SCHD sent you along the way. Scale that up to whatever you actually have invested, and you start to see why this shift is getting so much attention right now. It also helps to understand exactly what SCHD is holding underneath the hood, because it explains why this fund moves so differently from the S&P 500. Looking at the sector breakdown, right now technology makes up between 11 and 13% of the fund. Consumer staples names make up close to another 20%. Healthcare is right around 18%. And energy holdings make up roughly 15%. Financials, industrials, and communication services fill out most of the rest. Compare that to the S&P 500, where technology alone can make up over 30% of the entire index. SCHD is deliberately spread across the kind of businesses that tend to keep generating cash and paying dividends, whether the economy is booming or just muddling along. That's a fundamentally different risk profile than a fund that lives and dies by how excited investors are about the next chip announcement. There's also a tax angle worth understanding if you're holding SCHD in a regular taxable brokerage account rather than a retirement account. Most of SCHD's dividend payments qualify for what's called qualified dividend tax treatment, which means they're taxed at the lower long-term capital gains rate instead of your regular income tax rate, as long as you've held the shares long enough. That's a meaningfully better deal than a lot of other income-focused investments, like certain bond funds or real estate investment trusts, where the payouts often get taxed as ordinary income. It's not a reason on its own to buy the fund, but it's a detail that makes the dividend income you're collecting a little more efficient than it might first appear. Now, I want to be straight with you about something. One strong 6-month stretch does not undo years of underperformance, and it definitely doesn't guarantee that SCHD will keep beating the S&P 500 going forward. If AI earnings come through the way the bulls expect, and those mega-cap tech companies keep growing into their valuations, this could easily reverse again, and the S&P 500 could pull back ahead. Nobody can tell you with certainty which way that goes from here. Past performance is exactly that. Past. It's not a promise about the future. What this moment does tell you is something more useful than a prediction. It's a reminder of why diversification across different types of stocks actually matters. If your entire portfolio was sitting in a fund that's heavily weighted towards 7 massive tech companies, this year served as a pretty clear signal of what concentration risk actually feels like when the wind shifts direction, even a little. And if you had zero exposure to steady dividend-paying value stocks, you missed out on a real tangible run. This is exactly why a lot of experienced investors don't treat this as an either-or decision between SCHD and the S&P 500. They hold both. The S&P 500 gives you exposure to the growth engines of the economy, the innovative companies pushing things forward. SCHD gives you exposure to the steady, cash-generating businesses that have already proven they can survive multiple economic cycles and keep paying their shareholders the entire way through. One chases growth. The other pays you to be patient. Owning both means you're not betting your entire financial future on either story being the only one that plays out. So here's the practical way to think about this if you're deciding what to do with your own money right now. If you're someone who wants your portfolio to lean more towards stability and income, especially if retirement is somewhere on your radar in the next decade or two, this recent SCHD run is a good reminder of why an allocation to dividend-focused funds deserves a real seat at the table, not just an afterthought. If you're younger and have decades ahead of you, you can afford to lean more heavily into growth-oriented index funds. But even then, having a slice of your portfolio in something like SCHD gives you a cushion and an income stream that compounds in the background, no matter what tech stocks are doing on any given week. And if you've been dollar-cost averaging into SCHD already, this stretch is exactly the kind of scenario that strategy is built for. You didn't need to predict this rotation, you just needed to keep showing up, keep buying on a schedule, and let the fund's underlying holdings do the compounding for you. That's the entire appeal of this approach. It removes the guesswork and replaces it with consistency. One more thing worth mentioning before we wrap up. The expense ratio on SCHD sits at a remarkably low 6 cents for every $100 you have invested per year. That's about as close to free as professionally managed investing gets. The fund now manages somewhere around $98 billion in assets, which tells you this isn't some under-the-radar niche product. This is one of the largest, most heavily owned dividend ETFs that exists, and a huge number of long-term investors already have meaningful exposure to it, whether inside a retirement account or a regular brokerage account. So where does that leave us? SCHD just had one of its strongest relative stretches against the S&P 500 in years, and it's happening for a real, identifiable reason, a rotation away from expensive, concentrated AI-driven growth stocks and back toward reasonably priced, dividend-paying businesses. That rotation might continue, or it might not. But regardless of which way it goes from here, this moment is a genuinely useful case study in why balance across different types of investments protects you from being completely at the mercy of whatever trend happens to be dominating the market in any given year. If this video showed you something useful today, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep tracking exactly what's happening with SCHD, the broader dividend investing world, and how these shifts actually affect people building their portfolios. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.